Hey everyone, thank you so much for being a part of our Candy Kingdom team this year. This video is going to outline a lot of what's happening for Candy Kingdom this year and hopefully provide a lot of clarity. First off, let me say thank you because what you are doing is so important in being able to make guests feel at home and connected and give us the opportunity to be able to follow up with them afterwards and hopefully get them involved with our church. So thank you so much. So what we're going to do with this is talk specifically about two different teams. So our name tag team and our check-in team. These two teams work together, but we want to let you know exactly what's happening with each one of them. So I'm going to try to make this a pretty quick video that just explains some of the stuff. But if you have any other questions or additional ones, just let me know. So the entire check-in process right here is split up into 3 steps. And what we'll do is we'll go through those 3 steps. And then after that, I'll break that down a little bit more for us. So the first thing that guests will do is they'll go to a check-in station to get basic info. There are 5 of those stations that are located in the concourse and 1 that's located in the upper mezzanine. Once we get their information, they will receive a doubloon, which is a wonderful plastic little coin that they have to take up to the Candy Castle. Guests will then, this is the second step, they will walk to Kid Zone Foyer or Kid Zone Junior, give that doubloon, and then they will get a name tag from a team member. So then our third step here is guests receive the handwritten name tag and pickup tag for each child in their group. Parents wanting to stay in the parent section in Kid Zone in the elementary area can, and they'll receive an adult guest name tag. So those are the 3 steps. So let's break that down a little bit more. We're going to look over here, just the layout. So if you are on the check-in team and it says concourse, that's on Planning Center. You can look for that specific thing. You are one of these 5 dots over here. If you are check-in mezzanine, that is this dot up here. If you are a name tag station, that means you are up in the Kid Zone Foyer up here. The Candy Kingdom specifically is going to be the game board here on the concourse, and the Candy Castle will be what we refer to as Kid Zone, the gym specifically. And of course, Kid Zone Junior will just be referred to as Kid Zone Junior. If you are at the check-in station, you have 2 lines that you have for yourself. So first one, whenever you're welcoming in the guest or someone who's been here before, you really want to stop every single family and be able to say to them, like, we're so happy you're here with us today to defeat the evil Dr. Dum-Dum. The Queen and Duke would love to know who's in the kingdom today. Can we get some of your information? And just as a side note, if anybody puts up a big fight to this, just check in with one of the leaders who will be there around like your station. They'll be able to help you navigate those conversations in the event that it's something very complicated or whatnot. But we haven't really had any situations like that. So for the most part, you'll just be able to get their information. If they're in the system, you can ask them if they've been there before, in which case you can just punch in their phone number into an iPad that will be set up at your station, and then you'll just hit check in. You'll be good to go. If they're brand new, they can fill out one of those guest cards. The guest cards will look exactly like this right here. So you'll have them fill out a guest card. Once you have them checked in by iPad or by guest card, you will give them one of those doubloons. This is what one of them will look like. These are really important because it means that whenever the family gets up to this station right here and they hand them a doubloon, it means we got their information. If somebody comes into one of these stations and they don't have a doubloon, then you want to send them, if you're at a name tag station, you want to send them right back over to this dot so that we can get that. It's really important that we're able to have them checked in. So whenever you are sending them away from your station, you can say, thank you, and here's your doubloon. Passage to the castle will cost you one of these, so don't lose it. You'll give it to the Royal Knights at the castle entrance. These are the Royal Knights at the castle entrance. Everyone who's serving is going to have a shirt that says Royal Knight. So we want to be clear of not just saying like, hey, just go up to another person. We want to keep the magic alive as much as possible. So refer to other team members as Royal Knights. It'll make the magic feel really alive for all the kids. If you're at a name tag station, all you have to do is say, welcome to the castle. Do you have your doubloon? So if you're at a name tag station, you'll see what we're going to do for this is we have 2 different types of labels. We have this one, which is our distinguished adult name tag. And then we have this one, which is our royal guest. This is the one that we will have for kids. So red is for kids, green is for adults. So to quickly outline how this is going to work, and if you're at the name tag stations, you can check in with your leader there as well. That's going to be Melissa Bradfield. She'll be able to help you out with this. With all of our Kid Zone tags, what we typically do is in this box right here, there's a name, And in this box over here, we will actually put a code. So depending on your station, if you're station 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, you'll use that as your first number. You're going to want to use at least 3 numbers. So if you're at station 1, for example, if I'm checking in my nephew, I'm going to write Jackson Robinson right here. And then in the code box over here, I would write 111. And I would make sure that that has his code. And then in the tag that I give to the adult, their code is also going to say 111. Those numbers have to match. Otherwise, when the adult picks up the kid, they don't match. And then we have to have a very long conversation with the family to make sure that the kids are with the right family. So it is imperative that whatever number you give to a kid, that it is exactly the same. But you will also see there's a time whenever you have one parent that you're giving out this sticker to, and then another one that you're giving out 4 different name tags for. All those numbers will stay the same. If it is a parent that has multiple kids that are coming with them, you want to make sure that it's all the same. And whatever group comes up to your table, they all have the same numbers. To be clear, though, if I have Jackson Robinson and his code is 111, I have the next kid that comes up, their code needs to be something different. So their code can be, okay, the next child that comes in, it's going to be 121. So what I want to do is make sure that all of those codes are different for each group, but that the child's tag and the adult's tag are identical whenever they match. So we want to make sure that they're both getting those tags. That's going to be really, really imperative. You want to make sure that there's no one who's entering the space without one of these tags. Every adult that comes in, we want to make sure has one of these tags as well, just so that we know that they're not just some random person walking in. Even if they're an adult that just wants to come in and check things out, that's okay. That's great. Let's still get them a name tag. Even if they don't want to put it on, but they just want to put it in their bag or something like that, or fold it in half, that's totally all right, but they need to get a name tag. We have enough for them. We just want to make sure that every single person is coming in with that. So we have all of those wonderful things that are going on in place. We will take care of with our team, making sure that we have people that are ready to check them out. And the last thing I want to talk through is just a few things with the flow. So if you've been to one of our events before, this is not going to seem like anything new. Guests, when they come in, will stop at one of those stations. They'll make their way on up to the stairs through Kid Zone. They'll be there. The green arrows are what happens before. The red or the orange arrows are going to be after. So orange, they will exit through here at the very end of the show. They will come down and work their way through all of the wonderful parts of the Candy Kingdom. That is everything that's a very broad and a very quick overview of exactly what's happening. The additional thing that you will have at your table, this document will be there if you have any questions, and we'll have this on Planning Center as well. We also have a spot on the second page of this that goes through some stuff with questions. So if you're wondering, what if they ask me this? We went through and we've used this for a number of our events. The majority of questions that are asked or would be asked are on here. The only other thing that the last real thing, that I want to say, is on the time. So if you're wondering, when do I show up? When do I plan? The goal for this is roughly 45 minutes ahead of time. So if you are serving on the Saturday night team, you want to plan to arrive by 5:15. If you're serving the 9:30 team, around 8:45 a.m. and 11:15, 10:45. And I know that one's a half hour ahead of time. But with each of these, the time frame for whenever you'll most likely be serving roughly goes about a half hour into the service, into our show. And then that will be it. Our shows, honestly, will go for about 45 minutes. Once we hit about 6:30, we should have the majority of our people that are going to be there that have been checked in. There might be one or two very, very late people that show up. But those are the time frames that you can expect. And we want to make sure that that gives you the availability that if you're coming with your kids, you're able to take them down to the Candy Kingdom right after we're finished with the show. So if you have any questions on the times, or you can foresee that those times wouldn't work for some reason, please let us know immediately so that we can plan with that. But that is the whole overview for everything for Candy Kingdom on these teams. Thank you again. And please check out this video again, just so that you are confident coming into this and that you know what you're doing. So thank you so much, guys.